Drug Dealers Anonymous.
You on?
3, 2, 1, go.
Check it out, it's the Notorious B.I.G. Chillin', you know what I mean?
Oh, what's up? It's Video Music Box. DJ Rob McDaniels, right? What's up, man? Look in the sky and wonder why most MCs' alibis won't comply with my style of rhyme or rhyming or rap. It's not a trap, my rhyme just snap. Miles and miles for a while, my rhymes are once in a pie. Now I put them on fire. Hey.
Don't leave your girl around me, true player for real. Ask Puff That D. I love it when you call me Big Papa. Throw your hands in the air if you's a true player.
Check it out, it's the Notorious B.I.G. on High 97. Do me a favor, stay away from drugs and guns. It ain't all good, you know what I'm saying? Take it from me. I done been through it all, being locked up, shot at, stabbed, hustling. I mean, it may look like it's the thing to be doing, but believe me, it's not. When I got in the rap game, I was blessed, you know what I'm saying? So for all those out there that want to be those killers, those Frank Whites and those Al Capones, those are just movies, you know what I'm saying? You see other people do it, I know, you see bit of the glitter and you want to be down with everything, but believe me, man, it ain't nothing but a cell or a grave, man, for real.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's the 10 crack commandments.
Christopher Wallace, also known as the Notorious B.I.G., Biggie Smalls, or just Biggie, was born at the Cumberland Hospital in Brooklyn, New York on May 21st, 1972. Biggie was the only child of Jamaican immigrant parents. His mother, Valletta Wallace, was a preschool teacher, while his father, George Latour, was a welder. At 2 years old, Biggie started nursery school, and by the age of 5, he attended preschool at Quincy Lexington Open Door Daycare Center, where he was already bigger than most of the kids. Biggie's father left the family, leaving his mother to raise him while she worked 2 jobs. Biggie grew up on 226 St. James Place in Brooklyn's Clinton Hill.
Single parent, my pops left my mother when I was like maybe a year and 2 months, something like that. And she just been handling her business by herself from there.
B.I.G. Competition was forever since 13. Used to steal clothes, I was considered a thief until I started hustling on Fulton Street.
As a child, Biggie spent most of his time on Fulton Avenue, where he was introduced to drug dealing, alcohol, and gambling. Raised as a Jehovah's Witness, Biggie attended St. Peter Claver Church in Brooklyn. He excelled in English at Queen of All Saints Middle School. He later transferred to Wessington House High School, that was also attended by several future celebrities, including Jay-Z and Busta Rhymes. While attending high school, Biggie weighed more than the other kids, which earned him the nickname Big. During this time, his interest in drug dealing intensified, being influenced by the crack epidemic of the 1980s. His best friend, Damian Butler, aka D-Rock, introduced him to buying and selling crack when he was around the age of 12.
What's up, D-Rock? What up, big boy? Your mama finally let you out the house?
Told you I'll come. I ain't on lockdown like
So
that.
you ready to be a big baller?
What I gotta do?
But I got addicted to money after my first sale.
Despite being an honor student, Biggie dropped out of high school at the age of 16 during his junior year due to his growing interest in drug dealing. Having grown up in a strict household, Biggie concealed the money he earned in his apartment away from his mom. At that time, his mom had no idea about him selling drugs and found out when he was 20 years old.
You're gonna end up like those worthless bums you hang with. Don't you see that?
Boys don't have chains and boys don't have money. I'm a man. Get out. Get out.
In 1989, he was arrested in Brooklyn on weapon charges and sentenced to 5 years of probation. The following year, he was arrested for violating that probation. A year later, Biggie was arrested in North Carolina for dealing crack cocaine. He spent 9 months in jail before making bail.
Shit changes, you know what I'm saying? Everything happens for a reason. And I think me hustling, selling drugs, it schooled me to the streets a lot. You know what I'm saying? I learned a lot. You know what I'm saying? I learned there's some things you can do and some things you can't do. You know? Selling drugs forever is something you can't do. You cannot do that. You will eventually die or go to jail.
After his release from jail, a DJ named 50 Grand produced Biggie's first demo tape in 1991 called The Microphone Murderer. Another DJ by the name of Mr. C, known for his work with Big Daddy Kane and the Juice Crew, discovered and promoted the demo tape.
How did you feel about the first time you heard your demo tape?
I wasn't really tripping about the first time I heard it. I mean, I wasn't really getting no money yet, so, you know, it wasn't really no big shock or nothing. Mr. C heard it, he thought I was dope, and then they introduced me to this kid, Matty C from The Source, and we just jumped on this unsigned hype. They had like some shit for unsigned artists, they sent them the tape and shit. So they liked the tape, put our picture in the magazine or whatever. Then Matty saw Puffy at a club.
I received a phone call from Puff saying that he wanted to hear some new material, some unsigned hype material, some stuff, whatever. And went up there and I played him, you know, a little bit of the Biggie demo.
He said he tired of doing the heavy shit, the Mary shit, Jodeci shit. He want to do some hard shit, some street shit. So Matt let him hear my shit and he liked it.
Diddy quickly connected Biggie to rap on a remix of Mary J. Blige's hit song, Real Love.
Look up in the sky, it's a bird, it's a plane. Nope, it's Mary J, ain't a damn thing changed.
In 1992, Biggie's girlfriend, Jan Jackson, became pregnant, and he was signed to Uptown Records in March by Diddy. Development on Biggie's first album began at Matty C's apartment in late 1992. Biggie appeared on Heavy D and the Boys' 1992 album, Blue Funk. Biggie's first chance to record a solo track for Uptown Records came in 1993 when Diddy was creating a song for the soundtrack of the hip-hop comedy Who's the Man. That song was Party and Bullshit, produced by Brooklyn's very own Easy Mo B. In July of 1993, a month before Biggie's first child was born, Diddy was fired from Uptown Records by his mentor, Andre Harrell, resulting in the loss of access of songs recorded at that time. Jan gave birth to Tiani Dream Wallace on August 8, 1993. Soon after Diddy was fired, he started his own record label, Bad Boy Records, and took Biggie with him.
Bad Boy Entertainment. I named it Bad Boy because I wanted to go against the grain. Anytime you go against the grain, they consider you like kind of bad. Nothing negative, nothing like hardcore. Just, I didn't want to be regular. I didn't want to just make records. I didn't want to just make money. I wanted to make history. And that's all it's ever been about for me, making history.
Biggie continued dealing drugs, and Diddy discovered it and insisted that he stop.
You still hustling? So you don't get it twisted. I'm not against making money. My business is about the streets, but my business ain't in the streets. And I can't be building nothing around no artists and get locked up any minute.
I'm saying, if you got real paper coming my way, I'm out the game.
Don't chase the paper, chase the dream.
When Biggie found out the name Biggie Smalls was already taken by a West Coast rapper, Tim Bigelow, he adopted a new name, settling on the Notorious B.I.G. Biggie explained that the acronym B.I.G. stood for business instead of game. Diddy and Clive Davis, CEO of Arista Records, reached an agreement in which Davis provided Diddy with a $1.5 million advance and full creative control. Diddy used the money to repurchase the tracks recorded for Biggie's album from Harrell. In July of 1994, Biggie appeared alongside LL Cool J and Busta Rhymes on a remix of his Bad Boy label mate Craig Mack's song, Flavor in Your Ear, which reached number 9 on the Billboard's Hot 100. Flavor in Your Ear reached number 1 on the rap chart for 3 consecutive weeks. On August 4th, 1994, Biggie married R&B singer Faith Evans, who he first met in June of '94 at a photo shoot. 5 days after his marriage, Biggie had his first pop chart success as a solo artist with his hit single, Juicy, which reached number 27 as the lead single to his debut album.
Rapping Duke, the hard, you never thought that hip-hop would take it this far.
Biggie released his debut album, Ready to Die, on September 13th, 1994. Biggie originally wanted to name the album The Teflon Don, drawing inspiration from John Gotti, who was then making headlines for his ability to avoid legal troubles. However, Diddy disagreed, stating that the title should make an impact, but in a way that will represent the masses. Biggie agreed to follow Diddy's decision, and the two came up with the name Ready to Die.
Album Ready to Die should be out, they say September 14th, but you know how that go. Hopefully it'll be banging.
And the first single is?
Juicy.
Baby. That's right.
Ready to Die is just the thug anthem. I'm not trying to commit no suicide or nothing when I say that. I'm just saying I'm out here every day, hustling, risking his life. You know what I'm saying? Risking his life from the police, the stick-up man. You know, we're ready to go all out for him. He's ready to die for that money, ready to die for his respect, whatever.
Ready to Die reached number 13 on the Billboard's 200 chart, selling over 500,000 copies in its first week. The album shifted attention back to East Coast hip-hop at a time when West Coast dominated the US charts. In addition to Juicy, the album gave us other hit singles like Big Papa and One More Chance.
I got that good love, girl, you didn't know. What?
Also in 1994, Biggie formed his group Junior Mafia, which included many of his childhood friends, including Little Kim and Little C's. The name is a backronym for Masters at Finding Intelligent Attitudes.
My only group is the Junior Mafia, though. That's the only group that I'm involved with. Those are all kids from my neighborhood. Right. So I just told them once I got on, I was going to put them on, so I couldn't break my promise. So.
It's all about the click, Junior Mafia.
Biggie would become friends with basketball player Shaquille O'Neal. They were introduced during a listening session for Gimme the Loot, and Biggie mentioned Shaq in a lyric, which attracted Shaq to his music. Shaq requested a collaboration with Biggie, which resulted in the song You Can't Stop the Rain.
Can't stop, won't stop, can't stop, won't stop.
Biggie will also form a friendship with fellow rapper Tupac Shakur. Tupac was already a platinum-selling artist at the time, and the two met at a party in Los Angeles. The two would become close, and Biggie would crash at Pac's house when he visited from New York, and Pac would give Biggie advice. The two performed together at different venues, freestyling back and forth.
Let me see how I'm gonna hit you with. You wanna set it off?
Yeah, I'm scared to do some freestyle.
At one point, Biggie asked Pac to take over from Puff as his manager, but Pac declined and told Biggie to stay with Puff because he would make him a star. Their friendship would take a turn on November 30th, 1994, when Tupac was shot outside Quad Recording Studios in Times Square. Tupac was scheduled to record a verse with rapper Lil Sean at Quad Studios to help pay for his legal fees. As he arrived, Lil C's from Junior Mafia shouted at Pac on the street below. Once he entered the building, two gunmen ordered everyone in the lobby on the floor. When Tupac hesitated, he was shot 5 times and robbed. As Tupac was taken out on the stretcher, he gave the middle finger to Biggie and the other Bad Boy affiliates who was present at the time. Their friendship ended that night. Days later, after being shot, Tupac was convicted of assault. Afterward, Tupac implied in an interview with Kevin Powell of Vibe that Biggie, Diddy, and Andre Harrell was involved or responsible for his shooting. Between when that interview was given and when the article was released, Diddy visited Tupac at Rikers Island and assured him that Bad Boy was not involved in the shooting. In February of 1995, Who Shot Ya, a B-side track from Biggie's Big Papa single, was released. although Diddy and Biggie denied having anything to do with the shooting and stated that the track Who Shot Ya was recorded before the shooting, but Tupac took it as a diss directed at him.
Who shot ya? Separate the weak from the opsa. Leap hard to creep them Brooklyn streets.
When half of New York, half of the major New York rappers, or they managers, or they agents, or they somebody was there when I got shot, and nobody couldn't give me no information. Just study that. That's all I ask for. If you're gonna act like you a gangster or a G or the king of New York, I'm gonna expect that. And when you don't come through, then I'm gonna want to crush your empire, and that's what it's time for.
On August 3rd, 1995, Suge Knight took a dig at Diddy at the Source Awards in New York City. The New York audience took Suge Knight comments as a slight to the entire East Coast hip-hop scene and resulted in boos from the crowd.
Any artist out there want to be an artist and want to stay a star, and don't want to have to worry about the executive producer trying to be all in the videos, all on the record, dancing. Come to Death Row.
The crowd booed again when Dr. Dre was named Producer of the Year. In response to the boos, Death Row artist Snoop Dogg took the microphone from Dr. Dre.
Wait. The East Coast don't love Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg? The East Coast ain't got no love for Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg and Death Row? Y'all don't love us? Y'all don't love us? Well, let it be known then.
Their problems continued the following month when Suge Knight and Diddy attended a birthday party for Jermaine Dupri at Platinum House Club in Atlanta. Conflict between the two groups spilled outside the club, and Ja Big Jake Robles, a close friend of Suge Knight and a Death Row Blood affiliate, was shot and unalived as he was getting into a limo. Suge accused Diddy of being involved in the shooting.
Puff and Suge outside in Atlanta. And
this is at your party?
Yeah.
Is it a calm conversation or they?
No, it's not a calm conversation.
Okay. But
it's
not just them.
It's a very hostile conversation.
Okay.
I mean, Suge has got one person. Puff got a crew. Suge got one dude with him.
Okay.
Right? Okay. And Puff started drinking his champagne while they was talking, and I guess somebody must have said something to him. And next thing I know, Wolf, rest in peace, he let off a shot and let off a couple of shots. And
shortly after Big Jake passed away, Suge paid Tupac's $1.4 million bond, getting him released from prison. Shortly after his release, Tupac proceeded to join Suge Knight in escalating Death Row's beef with Bad Boy Records. Tupac insulted and threatened Biggie, Bad Boy, and his affiliates on several tracks from the late 1995 to 1996, on songs like Against All Odds, Bomb First, and Hit 'Em Up.
Who shot me, but your punks didn't finish. Now you're about to feel the wrath of a menace. Sucker, I hit 'em up. Yeah.
On September 7th, 1996, Tupac was shot in a drive-by shooting in Las Vegas. The shooting occurred when the car he was in, driven by Suge, stopped at a red light on Colville Lane. Tupac passed away from his injuries 6 days later, on September 13th, 1996.
Pac is a strong dude, yo. I know Duke, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
He's real strong. So when they was like, he got shot, I was just more like, again? You know what I'm saying? He always getting shot or shot at. He gonna pull through this one again, make a few records about it, and it's gonna be over, you know what I'm saying? And even though we was going through our drama, I would never wish death on nobody, you know what I'm saying? Because ain't no coming back from that. So it kind of turned me down a little bit. But at the same time, you gotta move on. I felt for his moms, for his family or whatever, but, things gotta move on.
Biggie, thinking the East Coast West Coast beef had died down after Tupac's death, chose to go to LA for the Soul Train Music Awards on March 7th, 1997. He was booed on stage before presenting the award for Best Female R&B Soul Single. The audience in LA wasn't too friendly towards Biggie, primarily since his rival Tupac Shakur was just shot and unalived in Las Vegas 6 months earlier.
What's up, Cali? You're making me high, Tony Braxton.
On March 9th, 1997, Biggie left with his entourage and 2 green Suburbans to attend an after party at Steve Stout's house in the Hollywood Hills. Prior to leaving, the LA Fire Department had closed the party early because of smoking, loud music, and overcrowding. Biggie traveled in the front passenger seat alongside his friend, Damian D. Rock Butler, Lil C's, and driver Gregory G. Money Young. Diddy traveled in the other vehicle with bodyguard Gene Deal, Anthony Tone Jacobs, Stevie J, and driver Kenny Story. The streets were crowded with people leaving the party. Biggie SUV stopped at a red light at the corner of Wilshire Boulevard and South Fairfax Avenue. 50 yards away, a dark-colored Chevy Impala drove to the side of Biggie's Suburban. The driver of the Impala, a black male wearing a light blue suit and a bow tie, lowered his window and fired shots at the Suburban. 4 bullets hit Biggie, and he was rushed to Cedars Medical Center Hospital, where he passed from his injuries. He was only 24 years old.
A star in the often brutal world of gangster rap has been gunned down. This time it was Notorious B.I.G. ABC's Anderson Cooper has the story.
The rapper known as Biggie Smalls was shot several times as he sat in his Chevy Suburban early this morning outside the Peterson Automotive Museum in Los Angeles. Smalls had been attending a party honoring winners of the Soul Train Music Awards, at which he made an appearance Friday night.
What's up, Cali?
After the shooting, Smalls was taken to Cedars-Sinai Medical Center, where he was pronounced dead.
His untimely death shocked the music industry and left a void in the world of hip-hop. Despite his short career, Biggie's impact on rap, music, and pop culture continues to be felt to this day. His album, Life After Death, was released 16 days after he passed away, on March 25, 1997, which sold 690,000 copies in its first week, making him one of the greatest rappers of all time. Biggie might be gone, but his legacy will live on forever.